Valentino Rossi admits, no point in beating Marc Marquez now. How Marquez became the only MotoGP rider keeping the old Ducati competitive. Stay tuned until the end for the full story. Marc Marquez has established himself as the only MotoGP rider capable of keeping the older Ducati GP23 competitive against the newer GP24. The performance gap between these two models has widened significantly, demonstrating that the 2024 Desmosedici is a more substantial upgrade compared to the changes seen between the GP22 and GP23. Despite this gap, Marquez has managed to consistently deliver podium finishes on the GP23, distinguishing himself from his peers riding the same older model. The discussion about whether riders starting the 2024 season with the latest Ducati version, the GP24, have a significant advantage over those using older models has somewhat subsided. Earlier in the year, this debate was intense, particularly when Ducati faced the decision of who would partner Francesco Bagnaia as the second factory rider for the 2025 season. Enea Bastianini's struggles at the beginning of the season opened the door for Jorge Martin and Marquez to vie for the spot. Ultimately, it was Marquez who secured the seat, with Ducati citing his remarkable ability to perform well on the GP23 as a crucial factor in their decision. The 2023 bike was seen as less advanced compared to this year's prototype, yet Marquez managed to consistently put it on the podium. The Ducati engineers have been closely watching my progress on the 2023 bike, and that's what matters most, Marquez said after his confirmation as a factory rider for the upcoming season. Gigi Dall'Igna, Ducati's general manager, emphasized that what influences the balance is what I can do on the track, my progress, and my ability to improve. During the British Grand Prix in August, where Ducati introduced their final update package for the season, Dall'Igna remarked, "We have refined the GP24 to address some of the weaknesses of the GP23. The factory team has done an outstanding job, and now it's about letting Bagnaia and Martin fight for the title with a bike they are fully familiar with." A detailed analysis of the performance data left by both the GP23 and the GP24, along with comparisons to last season, further supports Dall'Igna's claims and effectively settles the debate. Particularly notable is how Marquez, among the four riders competing on the GP23, has been the only one consistently able to match the performance of those riding the newer GP24, especially in the latter half of the season. This consistency under pressure has been key to Marquez's ability to stand out. Looking back at last year, the GP22 riders managed to secure a total of 4 wins, 3 by Marco Bezzecchi and 1 by Fabio Di Giannantonio, along with 13 podiums, 3 pole positions, 2 from Luca Marini and 1 from Alex Marquez, and 15 front row starts. Collectively, these 4 wins accounted for 23.6% of Ducati's 17 total wins, while the 13 podiums represented 30.2% of Ducati's 43 podiums that season. Every one of these riders managed to start at least once from the front row and reach the podium on a race Sunday. In contrast, the numbers from 2024 highlight the challenges faced by those using the older GP23 model. This year, the GP23 riders have secured only 2 wins, both delivered by Marquez at Aragon and Misano, representing just 13.3% of Ducati's total 15 wins. When it comes to podiums, the disparity is even more evident. Of Ducati's 48 podium finishes so far this season, only 20.8% have been achieved on the GP23, and of those, 8 have been claimed by Marquez alone. This performance gap underscores how much of a leap the GP24 represents over the GP23. Last year, Ducati's 4 riders on the older GP22 were still able to compete fiercely, but in 2024 it has been primarily Marquez carrying the torch for the GP23. His ability to consistently compete against the newer GP24 has not only underscored his skill, but has also proven why Ducati chose him to join Bagnaia on the factory team. Valentino Rossi has made headlines once again after reigniting his long-standing rivalry with Marc Marquez, a feud that has simmered since their controversial clash in the 2015 MotoGP season. During a recent podcast appearance, Rossi didn't hold back, reiterating his belief that Marquez deliberately interfered with his title run 9 years ago, effectively costing him the championship. However, Rossi's remarks have not been well received by everyone. Dorna Sports CEO Carmelo Ezpeleta, a key figure in the world of MotoGP, addressed the renewed drama, urging for a more forward-looking perspective. It was a long time ago, many years ago, Ezpeleta told Spanish outlet AS, emphasizing that dredging up the past is unlikely to benefit anyone at this point. For me, it's better that Marc doesn't respond to these statements, Ezpeleta added. I'm not here to tell Valentino what he should or shouldn't say, but I don't think it serves much purpose to bring this up now. I haven't had a conversation with him about it, but I respect him greatly, and am deeply grateful for everything he's done for the sport. That being said, if he truly believes what he's saying, he has the right to express it. While Rossi's comments have reignited the conversation around their notorious rivalry, Marquez chose not to engage, declining to comment when approached by the media. Instead, Marquez has been letting his riding do the talking this season as he has found his way back to form after a challenging period. The six-time Premier Class champion made a bold move by switching from Honda, the team with which he achieved so much success, to Ducati. This decision has paid off handsomely as Marquez clinched his first Grand Prix victory riding Ducati machinery. His resurgence has also earned him a spot on the factory Ducati team for 2025, a sign of his determination to reclaim his position at the top of MotoGP. Ezpeleta sees Marquez's return to form as a positive development for the sport. Last season was exciting, but having more riders capable of winning only makes it better, he said. Marquez is a legend in the history of MotoGP, and his presence adds a special energy to the championship. When he's in the mix, it's good for everyone. As the motorsport world moves forward, there's no denying that the presence of two legends like Rossi and Marquez will continue to spark conversations. However, while the past may be worth reflecting on, the future is where the excitement lies. With Marquez back in the hunt for titles, MotoGP fans are in for a thrilling ride, and that's what matters most. The track is where the real stories are told, and right now, it's anyone's race. The recent news surrounding the rivalry between Marc Marquez and Valentino Rossi has certainly reignited old debates, especially with Rossi bringing up the controversial events from 2015 when he accused Marquez of interfering with his title chase. However, the more compelling story here is how Marquez has managed to overcome significant challenges this season by fully exploiting the potential of the older Ducati GP23, even though it's technically behind the newer GP24. Marquez has proven that, despite riding an older bike, it's the skill and determination of the rider that truly make the difference. Marquez's ability to consistently deliver podium finishes on the GP23 highlights not just his talent but also his adaptability and resilience. In a season where most riders on the older model have struggled, he's managed to keep up with, and sometimes even outshine, those on the newer GP24. This performance underlines why Ducati chose him to join their factory team for the 2025 season. His results speak louder than words, especially at a time when many doubted his switch from Honda would pay off. Hey MotoGP fans, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest action.